Hey folks, Scott Grove here with hour 4 of Ask Scott Grove Anything. I promise I'll try to whiz through these things. I got so many pages of these. All of these, and I've only done 3 hours and about 3 pages. I'll try to really whisk through them. Okay, so for more people asking me, if you want to go through and open up every single question, you can tell where your question is and when it's going to come up. Because I start at the very bottom, which would have been the first question, and go up. So I'm all the way down to a member called Boppefors, Boppefors. They ask, in your opinion, in a 2-guitar band, the best way to get solos to stand out? Question mark. Seen bands do dueling solos on stage, back and forth. Every solo bright and it stands out. And then one person goes back to comp and the other person guitar comes through just as good as the first one without major volume increases to take over, and how to do this best as you see it. Volume increases, nah, question mark. Pedal stomping, sound guy doing some magic if you have one. Fan of Wishbone Ash since Stone Age, and they manage this perfectly, but how? Best regards. Okay. So, and either he's saying best regards Scott or best regards and his name is Scott. One or the other. But either way, regards right back at you. As many times as I've played gazillion places and thousands of sound men, 99 times out of 100 the sound guy will miss the cues. So it's usually up to the band to take care of it. I always take care of it via my volume pedal. Other people take care of it via just turning up and down as they need to, simply called dynamics. The band has to perform exactly how they think the house should sound, meaning everybody lay back a little bit, and when it's time for a solo, everybody jump back in the background just a little bit and let that guy's volume come up, supposedly, to the front, and it's kind of it's not an illusion, it's a skill. So just dynamics, everybody has to drop back a little bit and let that other guitar be heard, even if he's turning up just a little bit. But usually the guy shouldn't have to go way loud. If you have a really good sound man that has actually been with the band and is actually like a part of the band and been there with you for years, he'll have this stuff done for you, but it's still the best way to do it is to manage the sound yourself. They're generally doing something else, the sound guys, trying to tell the light guy how to do his job, or playing with the groupies, or finding groupies to go backstage for the band. It's an important job. And so generally, yeah, do it yourself. Just turn up just a little bit via whatever means necessary, and the rest of the band just simply has to learn how to do dynamics properly. Okay, so there's the answer on that one, in my opinion, and it's true. From SCLORTS, Sklorts. I love the names. Any regrets about your music career? Looking back, would you have done anything different? God, regrets. Sure, we all got regrets. I still never would have tried to do anything as far as myself being a famous musician or anything. I've never had any desire for that. More than anything, I just love laying back in the, I can't say really in the background, but in the back and, still putting on a great show, but I have to always remember not to upstage whoever the star is, because generally most of the times when I would play with people, they were what were called geezer artists or has-beens or never wases, or some of them were the biggest out there, but they just stand there, so I have to learn to stand there. But I never wanted to be famous or in a famous band or anything like that. Some of the chicks that I actually wound up with at night, yeah, I changed some of those. But no, hell, everything was for a reason, I guess, and it taught me something new, and it never gave me nothing new. I reported that a few hours ago, but no STDs ever in my entire career. And can't think that I ever rapped that rascal either, but dodged a lot of bullets. But changing anything, nah. Even playing the clubs and stuff like that, you'd go from playing with whoever, you're playing arenas, for 6 months straight, then for the next 3 to 4 months, you're playing casinos again, back out on the road, or some major dive clubs until the next artist gig comes along. But sometimes those are just as fun or more fun than others. It just gives you a break. It's like, how would you like to play behind like Johnny Cash for 20 years straight? That would get boring no matter who you were playing for. So no, I always like being like I said, the hired gun. So there's always a new challenge all the time, and everything's great. And now I'm making the money when it's important, at the end of my life. So, and then it was just all about being out there and growing up in it. It's just the best lesson anybody could have. School don't train you for that. I would rather send anybody on the road to learn life for 6 months as a kind of like a, what do they call those things, field trip for school, because you don't learn life from school. Boy, as soon as you hit the road being a musician and you got 5 people sharing a Snickers bar, and then just hoping that the next club owner is going to give you guys an advance on your pay to help you to eat 1 meal a day. Yeah, it's tough, man. Some of that shit's tough, because you got to keep paying to get them buses fixed all the time, and it comes right out of your pocket, the lower levels. So, but you learn a lot of shit. I learned to drive buses, the tour buses, whenever a flat would come out and your jack is underneath 30 feet of equipment in the back bedroom, because you need the space because you brought too much shit. Then you actually get underneath there and you find a big log and you prop it up against the front axle, and then while you're under there, just trust your drummer to actually drive the bus, put it in gear, and drive the bus up onto the log so it goes and stop. And if he goes any further, that bus is going to come down and crush your rib cage. But he stops it right up there, and that jacks the bus up. You change the tire, and then you back it back off the other way and let it kick itself out. But stay away from it. You learn to stay away too. But man, go on the road and learn some shit, man. That prepares you for all kinds of life. See all kinds of people get shot. You see tons of people dead in the roadways because they all pass you doing 90 miles an hour in the snow up there in the Yukon or whatever, and you're like, man, that Z28 back then is going to be upside down in half a mile, and you go there and sure they are, and you're there helping hold their brains in and all that shit. And yeah, lots of that stuff going on. So it's a crazy, crazy life. Makes you appreciate being alive and gives you lots of wake-up calls too. You tell people you better give your, say your last buys and whoever you believe in, make your peace with them now, because right now you've got a motor stuck between you and the rest of your body is over there, and so that's keeping you alive. So here in a second you're not going to be. So yeah, there's some stories, boy, and a lot of people are asking me to tell the stories, and I will. Okay, so but now I'm going to move on because I told you I would. And there I go off on a tangent again. Not a tangent, a story. Okay. Go up to Crazy Elvis, 3577. Oh, oh man, need big old peanut butter and nanner sandwich, man. Let's see. Hi, Scott. First of all, let me say thank you for all the great information and lessons I've learned from the videos. I am grateful. Thank you. I'm looking to buy a new amplifier and maybe a few pedals. What tubeless amps and Boss pedals would you recommend for a small, simple, versatile setup? I'm also tossing the idea of an all-in-one amp. Is there anything out there today that would be comparable to the Johnson Millennium or Marquee amps you would recommend? People keep asking if there's anything comparable. Go get the real shit. $123. Go get it. Why get something comparable? Really, honestly, all the effects are there. They're better than the Boss effects, even though Boss are my favorite effects boxes. I don't see or hear anything better from one brand to another other than Boss is constructed well, and Roland makes some really high-end sampling rates on a lot of this stuff, and everybody's going for analog crap for some damn reason. But no, go get the Johnson. It's still going to be cheaper than any other all-in-one amp out there, and that's my thing. The PV Vipers, if you're still talking that stuff, and the Mustangs and stuff, they don't hold a candle to these. None of the Line 6s still even come close all these years later. You know, the 12 years later since Johnson went out. Grab one of these. Otherwise, just go get a typical Boss ME system that's nice and easy, that has the pedals in it, and just get a nice clean sounding amp that has as much power as you need, but with headroom, meaning that you can still go louder than you have to be, but that's what you need, is something that will not distort even on 10. So take any amp you find, turn it on 10, and if it does not distort and it's loud enough for you, then that's the amp to get. Then use all the distortion from the pedals or whatever, and then if it's a 2-channel amp, which most amps will be, of course, then you'll have another distortion or 2 built in the amp. But for $100 and some bucks, or $200 tops, grab the real thing if you're asking, which you are. So thank you. Okay, 14 Maximum. What do you think is the best tremolo system? Well, this is hard to say because tremolo is often misused. So I'm honestly not sure what you're asking. Tremolo is actually something in an amplifier when you're playing the pedals. It's like Crimson Clover, or, but some people call vibrato tremolo. But a tremolo system, the one on your amp, there's no pedals out there that one's better than the other. You know, it's just, as long as it has the ability to completely and barely hear it going, kind of like a univibe thing, but those things are just gross. They're just overpriced little vintage-esque boutique pedals that cost you a fortune and they ain't worth a shit. So tremolo, go get a cheap one. Go get a Behringer if you want a tremolo pedal. If that's what you're asking about, it's a pedal. Go get a Boss. If you want to last, go get a Behringer. If you want to sound just as good but be made out of plastic, but it'll sound fine dandy for 25 bucks. Get it for 10 bucks on YouTube or eBay. Sorry, but truth. Okay, Weird Ricky. I can't believe he didn't have to put no numbers after that. He got the name all by himself. There's only one Weird Ricky, and it took the name. He didn't have to put like Weird Ricky 714. Okay. Do you collect anything good? Something not musical. Do you collect anything besides instruments? Do you have any other hobbies? Okay, so of course, hobbies being the woodworking thing, which I did a video on, so you can check that out. And that's just part of it. But yeah, I still collect all the Kiss crap. I've got, oh god, the big trunks, the tubs, full of Kiss shit from all the way back and when they first started doing the merchandising, you know, in the 70s. So I've got just, I haven't collected much of it lately. Mom will still send some every now and then for Christmas or what have you. And of course, you know, new shirts, but the shirts don't count. But because I actually wear those. But as far as all the, that's what I collect. It's just Kiss stuff and guitars. But yeah, that's it. 100% just Kiss stuff. Even though it's like Santa Claus, I'm aware of everything now, and I know Kiss isn't magic, and you know anybody could easily play as good as any of them, but they're still Kiss, and I still collect them because it's fun. It's great. So yeah, the woodworking thing is fun. I love to do that. Jet skiing is cool. Love to do the jet ski thing. I haven't got to for a long time, but love that. I wish I could get out and get rid of a little bit of gut, but I'm afraid to go outside. Again, brain things. So, okay, next one. Wholesome value. Oh no. My grandma's writing in wholesome value. I don't have any wholesome values. They just ask, can you play drums? Yes, I can, but poorly. I could get you through an animal club just as good as anybody, meaning the Eagles, Elks, Moose Lodge, you know. So the old animal club. So I wouldn't be any worse than anybody that you would call to do that, and I would be better than. I can't say better than a drum machine, but throw a metronome in my ear or a click track and I'll be fine. But I'm thinking heavily, if I could find some room in here, I might change one of the rooms into another place and actually stick me an electronic kit in there. I would never have an acoustic kit. I hate them for any reason. I just hate acoustic drums. Why have one kit when you can have 100 kits and they'd be perfect sounding at any level, especially when you're doing little gigs and acoustic drums are too loud already, but yet they're going to sound way better if they go through the PA. So my whole acoustic to electric thing, yeah, so I'll grab a set of like Roland V drums and stuff and put them somewhere. Probably just a little 5-6 piece kit and, you know, cymbal pads and so forth just to have around here. And again, I live in a HOA and everybody's 70 and up age wise, and I'm definitely, you know, about 20 years, easy 20 years, the youngest one living here. Okay, next page, believe it or not. Okay, we have, let's see. Oh, this is from Make You Mad 365. 365 days a year. How about on that 4th year? He probably just doesn't make anybody mad on leap year. Why isn't there more Mr. Scott, Groovy DJs, out there? The only person who gives an honest answer and not over-exaggerate anything. Well, I'm sure I over-exaggerate for sure, but I don't mean to. I don't over-exaggerate the point. I just say it 3,000 times more than I need to because I'm messed up in the head. So it sounds like I'm over-exaggerating, but it's just because I can't stop myself from talking. Also, I'm learning to play. Would a Hondo Formula 1 guitar be a good place to start, or did I get ripped off $150? Thanks, man, much appreciated. Okay, so he's asking why there isn't, you know, that many people that give honest shit out there. Well, basically because most people don't know well enough to go ahead and just give you a true answer. You know, they just know what they've heard in the forums, and that's what most people know. They just regurgitate misinformation. People tell me that I'm just grabbing my version of the truth and just cramming it down your throats, which is not the case. Even though they think that, it's because, again, they are stuck with the regurgitated information from the forums, and they think that mine is false only because of that. They have no other form of reference because they won't even Google, let alone get the truth. So there's that. As far as the guitar you picked up for $150, you could have got a lot better guitar for $150, but it'll be fine because Hondo, back in the day actually, when they made those and the Fame series, were fine and dandy, and they were fine and dandy. So you'll be fine, but you can get better guitars for that price. If you watch, I know you've already spent the money, but for everybody else real quick out there, Craigslist, try to find any of the PVT series. Find the Ibanez 83 or before, Blazer or Roadstar series guitars, and then again anything from Electra, Washburn, back then, not now, anything in Japan, Yamaha, back then, not Yamaha Taiwan, Yamaha Japan, Westone, Greco, those types of brands. Generally, most anything that comes out of Yamaha Pacifica, again from Japan, not Taiwan, a whole different thing. So that's what I would say. But you didn't get stung too bad on the Hondo. I mean, you might get the same amount back out of it, but as long as it's set up to play well. If you can't do it yourself, have somebody do it, which sucks. No, I say screw it. Watch here online, get somebody that is very popular, has tons of views, and set your guitar up. I've got all the setup lessons available, but they cost you $4 to set up your whole guitar. But a lot of people don't like to spend $4 to learn how to do anything, and they would rather pay somebody else $150 again to set up their guitar, which will take about 8 minutes if they take it to the music store. So watch the videos on YouTube from a pro, learn how to set up your guitar, and it will play as good as anything out there. Whether it sounds as good as anything out there is a different story, but it will play as good. Okay, let me keep going because I have to. But thanks for the question, and thanks again for checking out the videos, dude. Appreciate it. Let's hear some scrotum. No, close. STSCRM. STSC. Scott Scrotum. Abbreviated. Okay, this will be about underneath my taint. Or above my taint, depending on which way I'm laying. Hi, Scott. Hi, Scrotum. I'm always wondering, do you have any tips on tuning stability? Yes, I do. Not about tuning properly, but how to deal with guitars that don't stay in tune very good after doing some string bends or playing for 2 minutes. I got a Les Paul that is driving me crazy. Imagine that. And I guess it's the nut that pinches the string, more than likely. Nut oil, string stretching. I can't find the definitive solution, so I take this opportunity to ask. Okay, yeah. Anything with bone nuts, plastic nuts, all that. I went through a page, kids, that quick. No, I didn't. I just skipped some shit. Okay, so if anybody's wondering why I didn't get your shit, I'll get right back to them. It's because I'm guitared again. Gibson nuts are just prone. They're like acoustic guitar nuts. Don't matter whether they're made of bone or plastic, they're going to get caught up there. They're pieces of shit. Either replace it with a graphite nut or get something better. But yeah, they're, put it this way, I have no way to do this other than to do it. They're just made wrong. Guitar strings, and they're going off at angles. So going through here, kink, they're getting kinked, just like you said. So bad design, same as acoustics. Not all acoustics are that way. Some go exactly straight string pulls, just like Fenders do. Acoustics, a lot of them do that too. So yeah, it's because of your stupid headstock, and it's not you that designed it, it's just whoever designed it, which would be Gibson. Moronic, and it's getting hung up there. So you need to get the slots recut. And how do you do that? Do it yourself. Grab, and some people are going to shit when I say this, but this is the way to do it. Okay, let's say your B string is getting caught. Okay, just take your B string, lift it up out of the slot, move it off to the side, or you can leave it where it's at, and then actually just take your G string, move it over to where your B string goes, and move it up and down inside that slot a couple times, then put your G string back. So that's one string bigger in the B string slot. And the same all the way around. You take your high E, shove it into the A slot, once or twice up and down, put it back. That'll be fine. Then start putting your nut sauce and everything else. Because without a roller nut and without doing angles and all that shit like they do on Les Pauls, it's not going to work. So it's going to be your nut that's screwed up, and then you just got to get it either cut properly by somebody else, which they'll probably do the wrong thing. And remember that it's supposed to be cut at the angle that it goes into your nut, and then it goes off to an angle towards the tuners. It's supposed to actually go at an angle, not straight through and then kink. But that's what they do, is they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So proper nuts are cut actually at an angle that goes feeds it straight to your tuner. But Gibson's moronic. So you might even kind of do a little bit of that, nothing where you're going to chip off the nut. Be very careful of that. But you can always put a new nut on in 2 seconds, but you don't want to. Okay, so yeah, it's your nut, my friend. Okay, here's. I read that. Oh, good God! I saw this one from Michael Hodgson. I know he's like a second ago. You just skipped my shit, dude. It's like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Hi, Scott. What's happening, dude? Mike. Do batteries make a difference on effects pedals? This is fun. I call bull. I do too, in a way. I have read a lot of modern batteries don't sound as good in both magazines and the dreaded forums. Yeah, you've been in the forums again. And the magazines are the same as the forums. This is where people get fed a bunch of shit. Either your battery is alive or it's dead. Different batteries don't sound different. Some people are yelling bullshit only because they've been told by other bullshit scammer people that the batteries sound different. Know this, that the Energizer batteries are actually have bigger posts on them. So if you go to put an Energizer battery, 9-volt, or the big one, the D's or the C's or whatever, the batteries themselves, everything on them are bigger than any other battery out there. So it's like it's like trying to screw a chick after being screwed by 8 black guys and you're a white dude. It's like, you know, you're just going to be like getting nothing but a wind burn. You're not going to touch the sides. Sorry for the supposedly racist remarks, but it's just, hey, I'm a white guy, trust me. It looks like a dick, only smaller. But yeah, those are bigger, and so if you choose to use Energizers, just know that you're going to have to get your prongs and poke them back in place so anything else will fit afterwards. But as far as the other shit, you called bull, you called right. Okay, so it's bullshit, and you should be using AC adapters so you have constant current all the time anyway. Don't let anything wear down. Power supplies. Okay, Karma Chameleon, no, Camhron, okay, Kammhron. What do you think of baritone guitars? 7-string guitars. Baritone guitars are baritone guitars. They're cool. 7-string guitars, I always say definitely go to a 7-string guitar before you ever do a drop tune. You do a drop tune, all the other 5 strings will go out of tune because you just got rid of some pressure, so they will all go sharp. Don't believe me? Get on a real tuner, take your high E, drop it to D or drop it to C or whatever the fuck you're doing, and look at your other 5 strings on the tuner. They're all going to be sharp. So, and then plus your intonation on that particular string is going to be so far off you're not going to believe it, and you try to play anything other than the open note and it's going to be sharp, very, very sharp. So you have to actually tune it flatter than being in tune, so that sucks. So go to a 7-string if you need lower notes. Okay? And if you go 7-string, then you have to get a cabinet and an amplifier and everything that will make that 7th string happen. And if you go to 8 strings, you're really in trouble. 7-string you can get by with most amps, but definitely get a closed back cabinet to make that low B come through, because you'll find that even on 5-string basses, let alone 6-string basses, add another one on the top. But if you're going lower and lower and lower, you better have some very major cabinets going on, because general amps are only meant to cover the frequency range of a 6-string guitar, not being tuned down to a B, or let alone, you know, going down to another G down below that, or what have you, or an A, or however you're going to tune it. So closed back cabinets for sure. If you have open back amps, close them up if they're not tube amps. If they're tube amps, you're basically fucked anyway. So closed back cabinets, and you better start using a head and use a separate cabinet when you start going to 7 and 8-string guitars. Okay, hope that helps. Let's go to Putinland Filth. You can probably pronounce your name, I can't. Putillant Filth. Hey! Hope it's all good. Oh, it's great actually. But do you have any advice on how to overcome the nervousness and fear of performing live for the first few times? Keep up the good work. Okay, stage fright for the first few times. God, that's a hard one. A lot of people still have it every single time, the pros that go out there. Don't matter if they're Garth Brooks or if they're Jesus Christ or whoever. They still said if they don't feel the butterflies before they go out, then they're not alive. So that still lets them know they're alive. I mean, if you're to the point where you're puking and shit before you go out, you know, that's a problem. Then I guess, God, I don't know how old you are, dude. I'd say do other stuff in public, other public speaking or anything. Go to an old folks home and just talk to some people, or just play and sing or something. If you sing someplace that you think don't matter, but that matters a lot to other people. So honestly, old folks homes and stuff are great places to kind of get over that, because you know, even if you're playing for one-on-one, I mean, you dictate this. If you just want to go room to room and just play a song or two for somebody that they will like, not something that just you like, but something they will like, just to help with your nerves, even if it's a selfish thing just to get over it, you'll actually get more out of it than they'll get a lot more out of it, and you'll get a lot more out of it than you're bargaining for. But that'll help you actually for a lot of this, and that's my best answer for that. Really, honestly, old folks homes, or kids, you know, pediatric places, or there was a guy by the name of Ryan White. He was in the hospital back home in Indianapolis. He was the first exposed, you know, highly exposed to everybody, child with AIDS, full-blown AIDS, when AIDS came out. Ryan White was his name, and I went to his hospital room a couple times, played and sang and stuff for him, and it was just great, and I got more out of it than he did, I'm sure, you know, because God, you know, you just see stuff like that and you wake up. But that's my answer for stage fright. Start with one person, two people, three people, in those type of situations, whatever you can handle. Then if you can handle playing for 60 of them someday in the, you know, just in the home or the hospital, just you, then playing with a band, that's easy, because then you're surrounded by support, you know. Unless there's a really hot chick out there, then then you're on your own, buddy. Wear 5 pairs of really tight briefs so she don't see your raging Woody for her, but that's my suggestion. Hope it helps. Here's from Alley Cat. How would you go about installing a microphone pickup in an acoustic instrument? I got some stuff for this one. And not getting any feedback through an amplifier using low to mild gain, specifically a Marshall tube amp, and any recommendation on a decent acoustic amp would also be nice. First of all, don't ever plug an acoustic guitar in any way, shape, or form into a guitar amp. It's not supposed to be, and you shouldn't do it ever, 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 ever. It's not meant for it, so that's why they feed back. They're meant to go into a PA system, and that is it. Nothing else. They make an acoustic amp which you can use if you want to, but 98% of the pros in the world don't have an acoustic amp. They go into a direct box, and possibly with a preamp built into it, and then directly into the sound system, and it comes back through their monitors or their in-ear monitors. But I know that that's the way to do it. Just get a $25 direct box, plug your acoustic into that via a piezo under the saddle pickup, under the saddle bridge pickup, or any other kind. But to have an actual microphone inside the guitar, no, don't do it. Never good. It's always going to feedback. That's why hollow body electric guitars feedback, you can't turn them up. That's just the way it is, even with pickups in it like that, like this hunk of crap. And everybody keeps getting mad at me for calling this a hunk of crap again, because my dead buddy left this to me for kind of a joke. But guitars like this feedback like a bitch, and that's because they have microphonic feedback, which is, pickups are basically microphones until the magnetic part takes over, but the microphonic part, microphone part, is underneath the pickup, which is because they are not dipped in wax and shunning all the microphonic properties that are happening. So you're actually picking up the inside of the acoustic part of the guitar, which they think adds to the sound, which it does. But once you dip those pickups in wax underneath, they only do the magnetic pickup. So, and then that takes away the character of the hollow body guitar. So if you actually want to sound like an acoustic, then just put in a proper pickup and preamp on your guitar, on your acoustic, or just buy one that's got it in it. Go get a Washburn, more than anything. They make the best sounding acoustic electrics around. But on this Martin here, it's got both. Okay, so you're going to end up with this on the side. It's got a tuner on here that don't work with a shit. Fishman. Some of the other ones work fine. This one ain't for shit, so I have to use a different tuner for this. But I've actually got a blend control for the actual pickup that's underneath here, underneath the bridge. And then I've got, can go between that sound and the microphone that's in it, or blend in between them. I shove it all the way over there for the pickup under the bridge, because you can see the microphone right there. And I can move it around and put it where I want it. But unless it's going directly into my recorder here and there's no PA speakers working, if there's actual live speakers anywhere, that thing's going to feed back like a bitch at no volume. So it's good for recording, because it's a stereo output, so I can get this pickup through the left, this microphone through the right, and do different processing to each. But to put a microphone inside your guitar, don't ever do it. And again, keep it away from every guitar amp in the world, especially a Marshall. I tell everybody to stay away from a Marshall no matter what, but I know that they're not going to. But never plug an acoustic guitar into a guitar amp. There are bass amps, there are acoustic amps. The acoustic amps are for at home if you want to, because you don't want to drag the whole PA system in, but they're not for stage. That's what the PA is for. But what would I suggest as far as an acoustic amp? Fishman loud box maybe. They cost a lot of money though, so I might as well get a little PA or something. But yeah, something like that. The Fishman loud box. Otherwise, just go get a little tiny PA for $100 off of Craigslist and play that at home until you're going to go out and play the big gigs. But no microphones. Get just regular, go off and buy a Washburn acoustic electric for $130 brand new, and it's probably going to smoke what you already have. Okay? And then you can plug it straight into your Marshall, and it'll go crazy, but it'll sound like shit and all that, but you can plug it in without it feeding back too much. But again, don't ever plug an acoustic into a guitar amp. It's kind of like sticking your finger in a light socket. It's just not meant to be there. Okay, hope that helps. That was to Alley Cat. Somebody here, like my printer didn't work well. Oh, from Wholesome Value again. It sounds like a store. Where am I at? Oh, I got tons of time. Imagine that. Have you ever been to Australia? What other countries have you been to? Australia, for some reason, has been where I've always wanted to go since I was born, for some reason. I don't know why. I probably sell more lessons, whether it be downloads or physical products, to Australia than anywhere else combined. So Australia is my biggest market, if anybody ever cares or wanted to know. So between, even over the USA and Croatia and the UK and everything else combined, Australia, I sell more there than anywhere else in the world, so they must be really hurting for guitar teachers there. No, I appreciate it. I don't know if that's where you're from. Let me see. He don't say, or she don't say, whoever it is. But have I been there? Not yet. I'm going. I belong to the Shell Vacation Club, where I get to go anywhere I want and stay at the nice places for like nothing, but you still have to pay a bunch. Yeah, I got roped into one of those. Okay, so, and what other countries have you been to? I've been everywhere, man, more than I can bear, man. No, I haven't been to that many. Of course, everything in the northern and southern Americas. So, of course, up to Alaska, which is not another country. Canada, and up into the Yukon, and all of Mexico, all of Canada for a couple of years, I think. Yeah, about 2 years, and nothing but Canada and the Yukon. Mexico, South America, England, Iceland, not much. Oh, Italy. Not really. But, I mean, yes, to Italy, but of course, no place dangerous, and don't get to help out any troops, so forth, where there's actual fighting. So, yeah, I'd love to go to Australia. So if you want to fly me, I can get there for free. So, I'm coming. I'm on the next plane with Kiss when they go. Okay, next, the Gargoyle. Hey, my good buddy Justin Spicer. You guys need to go check out Justin and the band Third Stone Odyssey with Chucky on the drums. Great band. Oh, would you please do a review of the Red Morley wah-wah pedal on my bass, which I did the review just for him after I read this, because some people I talk to on a regular basis, some people I talk to just every now and then. So as soon as I saw that, I was in here in the next 10 minutes and did the review. Okay, so if you want to get your request done immediately, change your name to The Gargoyle Lives. That's how you do it. There's 3 or 4 people on here. If you change your name to that, that's when I'll do your stuff right away. What's your next person? James Anthony Morris. I've answered this one, which is what are your opinion on Epiphone guitars? I'll answer it very quick. You're getting a better deal with the Epiphones than you are the Gibson, value-wise. Way better finish, probably 10 times better finish. You just got to upgrade the pickups, just the electronics and the hardware if you want to, but you're getting get rid of the pickups first, and then you can decide on the bridge if you want tuners and all that stuff. I've never, put it this way, out of almost 3,000 guitars I've had, and then all the guitars I've ever worked on, I've never had a tuner that was bad. Never. I've never had one that slipped. I've never worked on one that slipped. Never had to replace one. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know where you guys are getting that your tuners are slipping. I forgot to answer somebody's question on that shit. But yeah, tuners, they don't, unless they're just broke off, there's no problems with this. I don't know where you guys are getting that your tuners are having problems. And one guy, God, what do you ask? And I hate to come back to it, but I will, because that makes a difference. Where did I lose him? Because I wanted to cover that, and he's pissed off at me, I'm sure, for missing one. What's your tremolo system, blah, blah, blah. It ain't there. So anyway, tuners, and you're talking about my guitars. That's when I was doing about the nut being cut wrong. Yeah, if you should have your strings totally stretched and blah 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 after you put them on, and you do it right. 2 to 3 minutes from the moment you start changing strings to you're ready to play on stage and your guitar won't go out of tune. 3 minutes tops, and you should be ready to play. There's no reason for it. Strings are so easy to stretch, and it takes no time. Tuners don't slip. I've never had one slip. If you have one slipping, then replace the whole set. But I've never, on the cheapest guitars, never heard of such a damn thing. But the Epiphones, yeah, they're making them better now than Gibson are making them, but except for the quality of the electronics. So put good pots in it, put good pickups in it, and then be on your way, and you'll actually be having a lot better bang for the buck. Resale won't be for shit, but and then Epiphone way back when was good, but at a certain point it wasn't. So, but the stuff coming out now, fine and dandy, definitely compared to, I wish Gibson would just go out of business. Fender too. Again, I've mentioned that I think G&L and Music Man ought to take over both their spots, but the other two could go out of business for all I care. But Epiphone's a better value for the new stuff. Okay, let's go to Sent Forth 5, Mr. Grove. Wow, Mr. That's my father. First of all, a big thank you for educating me on so many things. You're welcome. Thank you. Why specifically do you dislike Agile guitars? Because they suck. They're built wrong. I have no opinion on them for them up or down, but a guy in my band swears by this. The guy in your band's a dumb motherfucker. Okay, I've had several of these. Because I could buy them for nothing, then resell them for a whole bunch in this shit-ass town I live in, because people don't know any better, and there's nothing, nobody can buy a guitar here except for Walmart. So I used to buy them and then resell them for double and triple what I got them for. Them and the SX, and the SX guitars are fine from RondoMusic.com. The Agiles suck donkey dicks. Everybody buys them just strictly to tear them apart and put stuff in them because everything in them sucks. So that, for one, is moronic. To buy a guitar that sucks just to hack it up is retarded. for the price of any Agile guitar, you can get a great guitar. Go to the vintage stuff that I mentioned earlier on this exact video. The bridges are always in the wrong place. That's where when I've had to work on so many, and I've, even after selling them with a heavy heart because I was there to make the money and didn't give a shit what these people were buying, they just slop these things together. The frets are in the wrong place, the bridges are put in the wrong place. No matter where you try to do the intonation at, it won't go back far enough. They are just shit guitars, period. Again, to all the Agile motherfuckers, your stuff it's shit. The SX guitars are a much better deal, and they play fine, they sound fine, everything's fine with those things for some damn reason. I'm sure they're all made right next to each other, but it is just the case. Like, I've had plenty of them, and I've had to work on plenty of them, and I just say, you can't do anything, send it back. And they're like, well, I bought it from you. It's like, well, you didn't buy it from me, you bought it from that consignment store. But they knew it was me. It's like, well, okay, I'll send it back for you. And said, get something else, because I just learned like everybody else did. It's like, I got them, and I wasn't able to keep one, not one of them, out of all of them. I'd say out of 100 or more of the Agiles that I've purchased or worked on, not one single one was salvageable in any way, shape, or form. Okay, no matter what, whether it was new electronics or what. It's because the bridges, the nuts, the frets, everything are in the wrong place. They're just built wrong. So get the SX stuff. It costs nothing, and it's 10 times the guitar. Okay, so the guy in your band's a dumbass. Yeah, play that louder for him. That guy in your band is a dumbass. Okay, so let's go to Sent Forth 5. That guy in your band's a dumbass. Okay, let's go up to Mr. Killtoss. Killitoss. MRKILLITOSS. Mr. Killitoss. I hate somebody who stopped me when I was in the middle of don't want nobody to kill my toss. It's only funny in here. I know it doesn't transfer to the other side. Okay, nowadays you can't choose. Well, if I can't choose, then wait. Do every gig you can. Nowadays you can't choose. Do every gig you can. The more gigs you play, the more fans you will get. Oh, he's replying to somebody else. So I'm supposed to be answering the fucking questions, and Mr. Killitoss is getting here and answering my questions for me. Thanks, motherfucker. Okay. So somebody probably asked, what gig should I do? And he's like, today you can't choose. Yeah, you can. I choose every single time, and I tell people, go fuck yourself and whatever, and then I don't play there because you can choose whatever you want. If it's your livelihood, you still can choose. I don't know what the question is, but I'll look for it. I can't push it on here, but maybe I'll push it on my computer when I go in there and see who the fuck he's answering for. He's answering in reply to Nicholas Galati. Oh, that's right above here. We'll see what the fuck it is. It says Nicholas Galati right above it, for an all-original band just starting out. Well, maybe he does have a point. No, I'm just teasing. What kind of gigs should we try to go for? As in, should we try for pubs or Battle of the Bands? Pubs. He must not be from the U.S. We're an alternative rock band. That gets harder. The less country you play, the less gigs you're going to get, oddly enough. Country is the only thing that's actually still having bands these days, it seems like, except for a couple of weird cities, in the U.S. anyway. Kind of progressive band. What are some hints and tips you have gained for trying to get noticed? Show your dick. And fart a lot on stage. Really? Drummer all the time would take out his big plexiglass screen thing as we were leaving a place, but he would get totally naked as he was carrying it out to the bus and stand behind it and walk out, past the front hotel lobby or whatever with the plexiglass see-through thing and his wang hanging out, but it gets you noticed. So does eating 8 sacks of White Castle between all of you in the band and having a fart off to see who can fart and stink up the stage as much as you fucking can, and the entire crowd that's trying to dance going to the manager of the club and just saying everything is just fucking foul up there, and then the manager coming up going, holy shit. It's like, the hell are you guys doing? It's like, I'm getting noticed. We would try to fog each other off the fucking stage, but it got you noticed. Okay, so that's how you get noticed. I'll answer this for real. And and then for the other guys, you can't choose. Play every gig you can. No, you can still pick whatever the hell you want. Don't play places just because you can, because they may not be right for you. You have to play places that are right for what kind of music you're playing. Okay, so if it's an original stuff, you play places that allow original music. Most places don't allow original music, period. Okay, so kill a toss, no, wrong. Just have to find the places that you have to pay to play. That's pretty much it. If you live in some part of the world, I don't know where you're from, but like I said, you use the word pub, so they don't use that in America, or in the United States anyway. If they allow original music, then you're set. If they allow that kind of music, then go there. So you have to just find out what's allowed and play there, and more than likely you have to pay them to play, and that is not an uncommon practice. Either that or you play for free. And if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. How to get noticed? Fuck, you've got the whole world at your fingertips online. We never had that. So, you know, it was stapling things on every damn telephone pole or whatever back in my day. But Facebook, dude, kill everything. Where you at now? You're on YouTube. Put it everywhere. Put your band on there. Call it big Miley Cyrus's titties. Whatever you have to do. Put everything there so that your band just keeps popping up. Be creative. Okay, so porn sells. Plain and simple, dude. Use your brain. I'm not being mean, because, you know, I'm here to help you. That's what I'm here for. But seriously, put suck, fuck, dog, fuck a dog in the ass, whatever, as your keywords everywhere, and make sure your band pops up, boing, everywhere. Okay, because the internet is made for porn. Okay, it outsells everything 300 to 1 at least. So even though you're not for porn or whatever, it don't matter. That's what's going to get you noticed. So pick your gigs, play where you want to be seen. If you don't want to be seen playing at the hayride over there, don't play it. Good God. If you're playing for a Jewish, a bris, where they're going to cut off the little foreskin, you don't want to be known for playing there, so don't play every gig that comes along. Play what you want to be known for, and play your music, and there's got to be a place that you can do that at, even if you had to play for free. Set up things like we did. You have to get permission, I would imagine, wherever you live also, to have a street dance. You throw it. Okay? Say, hey, we're just doing it for free, and we want to have a street dance, and set it up and hit all the schools, hit everywhere, and again, post all the porn places, whatever, over the entire world, and put it out there. Facebook every person you know, and bing, 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 and invite them to the street dance. Have a free one out there, and then, you know, you have to get whatever licenses you need for that day, but you have to pay to play if you want to get noticed. And that's the truth. So have a good gig. I hope keep in touch. Let me know how it goes. Okay, let me see what kind of time I got left on this video. Okay, a little bit. Who did I skip over? Nervousness. So would you do the review of that? Yes, I did. Okay, we're going to scrotum again. Scratch a scrotum, whatever it is. Tuning stability. That's the one I was looking for. Okay, so I got to that one, and we got back to here. So I got a new page. I finally found the one I was looking for. Living Stardust. That's the person's name. Scott, have you ever watched In Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman? No. Just insane stuff on all areas of physics. I'll have to watch it then because I'm into it. Also, who was or is your favorite comedian from Saturday Night Live? SNL. I went back and watched every single one in order that they were made just this year. Right there on... what the hell is that damn thing everybody has? Netflix online, you know, so I watched them all from the beginning, and nobody was as funny as I remember them, except for Eddie Murphy. He still got me with the whole buckwheat thing, and he just shot to stardom so fast I didn't have time to enjoy him on Saturday Night Live. But Eddie Murphy, just got me. The original cast, man, there's... Um, honestly, I can't say there's anybody that's that funny on there. From the original cast. Everybody says how great they were. I tried to get it, but Belushi, no. Aykroyd, no. Um, Chevy Chase, hell no. He was gone real fast too. Gilda Radner, God, Lorraine Newman, Garrett Morris. I think that's the original cast for the most part. No, didn't dig it. Sandler, when he came along, was okay now and then, but it gets old really fast. Saturday Night Live. I never have liked Jimmy Fallon. Still don't like him. Can't believe he's going to be on Tonight Show forever. That's going to suck, so I'll never watch it. I just don't find him funny. Saturday Night Live. Don't like anybody on there now either. God, there's not... Okay, Eddie Murphy I guess I'm stuck with. Like I said, he wasn't there long enough, but I will check out the show with Morgan Freeman. I like Freeman. And I haven't even heard of the show, oddly enough, so wish I could be of more help, but thanks for letting me know, because I'm looking for great movies to watch, and I'll watch anything with Freeman in it. Okay, one of my buddies, I can't even pronounce his name. I got plenty enough time, and I've actually answered this. Goo Goo Bad Jabba Jalal. Honestly, that's... do I lie? I can't read. He's always talking to me. I like the dude, and I never cared. It's just the guy. It just that's how I met my wife. I don't know. How'd you meet her? Now, I told that story a little bit ago, and that was actually met all three of my wives, and I still have the current wife, at gigs. And this one was just a postal party. Her and all her postal friends came out to a gig, and I actually went out, picked her up, and took her out to the dance floor before we started playing. She didn't know I was in the band, and danced with her, and told her I'd be back later, and she was bummed that I actually left. But then I went to go play, and she realized I was one of them band guys. She didn't want to come to the bar because she didn't know. She hates people who drink and smoke and what have you and all that stuff. So anyway, she didn't want to meet some loser in a bar that's drunk. But her friends just said, you got to come see this country band. So they did, and I met her there, and it was beautiful sense. So it's a beautiful thing, my man. Okay, oh my God. Okay, I'll do it, because even though I've only got 2.5 minutes, I can summarize Jimi Hendrix. This is from Craig Buchanan. I think I've talked to him about him before already. What are your thoughts on Hendrix, and are you a fan, or do you think he was overrated? I think he was overrated. I don't like him at all. I hate to listen to anything by him whatsoever. I've tried not to learn his stuff. One band I was in, we played some Hendrix because we had to flip for it one time in a coin toss after we lost the bass player, which of us two guitar players would play bass and which one would stay on guitar. So I won and got to stay on guitar. The other guy went to bass, but he did All on the Watchtower and Purple Haze and what's the one, the slow one? I'll think of it. Anyway, he played those three, and I'd go over on bass, and he'd have a Hendrix fest, and I'd have to sit there and play the Little Wing. That's it, Little Wing. So I'd have to go play bass on those while he played guitar, because I just refused to learn the shit. Not a fan. He was influential, but as far as great, I don't think so. You know, I don't get it. I'm just not a fan. You know, if he was great, it's beyond me, because I just don't see it. I really don't. Influential, yes, I see it. I see that. But great. So there's my Hendrix thing. So see if I have a time for this one. Oh yeah, I'll do another one or so. From Della Carrata 90. I know I'm butchering these names. What is your favorite type of food and dessert? Thanks. No more music questions. Food and dessert. God, I love that Hawaiian bread, and then with the spinach dip thing. and that whole deal. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. Desserts are from Dairy Queen. That would be a Hawaiian Blizzard. I don't know if the first thing with the Hawaiian bread and the spinach dip was food or not, but that's my favorite food, I guess. And then yeah, there definitely has the Hawaiian Blizzard with the bananas and the coconut and the something else in there. Sometimes they put little bitty nuts in there. Usually I don't like nuts. Insert joke here. Okay, what do we got here? It's a couple seconds. What's the next one look like? Oh, next one from Golden Showers. No, Golden 381. I would like to know all of the above. Cheers, good buddy. Well, I'd like to know all the above too. I'll come back and get it all. I'm going to stop here for hour number 4 and go put all this on my computer so I can refill the hard drive on this thing again. Okay, so I'll be back for hour number 5 right after this. Message for our sponsors. Tampons. No, Summer's Eve. Douche. I am a douche. Yeah, actually, if you Google Scott Grove douche, you will find tons of forums with my name on it, of course. Imagine that. But go do that while you're waiting for the next one to load up, okay? Just put Scott Grove douche, and you'll find about 80 different forums where they just rag the shit out of me forever. But do I deserve it? You go look. See you in a bit.